So I'm watching this new show on Apple TV called Pluribus. It's from the same person that created Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. So it's pretty much about like this message, it comes from outer space and scientists create it and it starts spreading and it affects itself across the entire globe. And it makes everyone on Earth like one. Everyone is one hive mind. There is no more individuality. There was no consent ever given. Now everyone is one, and there's a few people left on the Earth that can, that's still pretty much the same. They're normal. And we're seeing it from the perspective of the main character. She's just very annoying, very annoying. I do think it's done intentionally that way to try to rub us wrong and make us like the hive mind. Because it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be some type of allegory of AI and saying how dangerous it could be. But we haven't figured out just yet if this group is bad. They're showing us they're likable. The hive mind is likable right now. The main character is annoying. And I think that's done intentionally. And sometimes I think about it is this done like this to kind of show us the skeptic of the group, like how they see things versus not going with the majority? Kind of made me think about those people that were wearing masks during the pandemic, how some people were just so willing to wear a mask, and while others were just like, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. You're restricting me. It should be my choice. It should be my freedom. And some people view it as it's for the better safety of the group. I don't mind wearing a mask even if I don't like it. And some people view it as it being restrictive. And I think about that. Is it showing it from the making this character be so unlikable to try to show us the perspective of the skeptic? It may be. But, while I'm watching the show, a lot of the times it makes me lean towards a line of thinking that maybe some things should be restricted. Maybe some things are too dangerous for people to just have to know. And I don't know if I truly like that. The show, I don't know what the show's goal is so far, but I do think the show may be doing something unintentional for what it's aiming for. Because, she asked for a grenade. And she could have hurt herself. She could have killed herself. She could have hurt many. She did hurt somebody with a grenade. And it makes me thinking some things are dangerous. So I wrote some things while watching it though, it come off like it's pushing me to be restrictive towards information. Information that could lead to immediate danger for the person or people around them. And the show is trying to highlight how dangerous access is in society and that we need these things to be under lock and key. And I also wrote going down this path creates an internal line of questioning for me that I wonder just how much information should be shared with the general public. Does the governing body have enough vested authority and integrity to wield that power? Because me thinking that is that you have to pretty much trust that a select small few people are gonna know so much about the world, and they're gonna be the ones to determine for you, yes, the majority can know this. No, the majority can't know that. This is dangerous. Like a grenade. You shouldn't be able to go to a grocery store and buy a grenade. You shouldn't, anyone shouldn't be able to just fly your plane. And, sometimes it's like that's the parallel I think the show is creating. Should there be some restriction on freedom of information? Is AI that dangerous? But does the governing body wield enough integrity to even make those decisions for us? Do we trust them enough to make those decisions? And I think that's what the show's making me question so far. It's very much like the comment saying that power corrupts all. And it's dangerous. Is AI dangerous? But at the same time, should a person be restricted of freedom? Should some form of, whatever you want to call it, it's suppression, it is restriction. And that's what the show is doing. And there's a lot of examples in the show that makes it seem that maybe that should be. It kind of feels almost it's kind of coddling us into jumping into the George Orwell 1984. It's very much coddling us that maybe we should be supervised. Maybe we shouldn't have all this. And Maybe AI is that dangerous that everyone just shouldn't be able to ask an all-knowing entity everything to know things, which kind of it's like two like constricting things for like society and life. How curious are you allowed to be? You know, to learn all this information, you have to go through jumps and hurdles and leaps and earn the trust and integrity of the people before you can just learn these things and know the truth. And then when you do learn it and know it, you still can't just distribute it and share it with the world. I mean, I kind of made me think about like dynamite. Like, he had no intentions of dynamite being used to kill people. It was really just used to like speed up construction, and he wanted his name to be remembered for something else, so he created the Nobel Peace Prize. It's like that. I think the show is good. I think people calling it one of the best shows already and the greatest of 2025. I think because he has so much integrity and he's made 2 great shows already and he's written for X-Files, people are giving him this due credit. But I wouldn't say it's one of the best so far, 2025. I still think from Foundation, I still think there are a lot of other great shows right now on TV right now. This one is good. I don't know if it's doing what it's actually intended for it to do, because it is like a bit of a like coddling me into like thinking that restrictions should be great. In some instances, I do think restrictions should exist, but I do think that the governing body goes overboard sometimes. I can think about how like they went too far. They went too far when it was like restricting alcohol in America. That was just too far. And I think sometimes people went too far with like speeding limits. Like sometimes there's a burden of like danger that has to go into society. Like you take away the danger, you take away like for people to understand like that's just a part of life. You have to feel the fire to be burnt. I like the show. I think it's pretty good, but this is just like my thoughts about the show so far about it. Yeah, if you got a few thoughts and you think somewhat the same thing about me, let me know your comments about it, because I don't really care too much of like trying to figure out like, oh, what is the thing from outer space that's making. I don't really care too much about that. I think that'll reveal itself. It's more so about like what is the story trying to get me to question and think. That's what I'm more into understanding. Like that's the more curious part for me.